next 1 to 2 months, expect the phone call, expect that, let me know in my inbox, say, yep, the ex called, expect that. But just don't let it be you, only because, people are exes for a reason, and usually when people break up, it's for a justifiable reason. Maybe if it's something, now first of all, if it's something like distance and somehow that situation is rectified, then that's one thing. But if it's like cheating, if it's like bad attitudes, if it's because she changed your status on Facebook too many times because she has attitude issues, if it's something like that, then that's not a, that's probably not something that you want to go back to. So you know Thanksgiving Eve and Christmas Eve is a good time to spit game. Exactly, AJ. Now, if you're single and if you're trying to just like get in there, if you wanna, if you feel like it's like your time to settle down, especially if you've gotten through that whole like player stage, and that's a real cool thing. Like around that time of year, like it's real good to like kind of like, you can kind of like, put the game down, you know, take her out, go turkey shopping together on Thanksgiving Eve, and if you're a vegetarian, what is it, tofurkey, whatever. So anyway, it's nice to see everybody up in this piece. I'm gonna get to another email because some of the stuff was getting good. I had an email. Let me see. Let me retweet this real quick. Bam. All right. Let's check the inbox. Let's see what else is up in this piece. Now, while I search through this email, now, is anybody going through any crazy ish right now? Oh, this is an email I didn't even read yet. Hold on. We gotta. Okay. I got this from a homie, and he asked me, let me see, and this is live. I haven't even read this yet. He just sent this about 3 days ago. He said, a young woman I asked to be my date for a formal coming up is telling me she is trying to convince her boyfriend into letting her. Wow, okay. She never told me she had a boyfriend, and her Facebook status says she's single. Break it down. Wow, okay. All right. So again, this dude is basically saying that, there's a female that he's cool with. He asked her, he said, hey babe, what's going on? I have a formal coming up. Come kick it with me. Join me at the formal. And she's basically saying, okay, cool, but let me ask my boyfriend if it's cool that I go with you on this formal. And then meanwhile, he's saying that her Facebook status says that she is single. Damn, yeah, Crystal. I see you, Crystal. What's going on? Yeah, that sounds nutty. Right. Exactly. So my thing is this. Look, if you're in, and I'm just gonna call him D. His name starts with a D. Listen, D, homie, dude. First of all, it sounds like first of all, if you have a formal, it sounds like you're probably in high school, so that's cool, no problem. Matter of fact, I wish I was put on the game in high school because I'd be much further along in the game, but it's all good. Because you're in high school, I'm assuming she's also in high school because it sounds like it. It sounds like she's young-minded. So I'd be willing to bet that, okay, she might have a boyfriend, but he's probably not a serious boyfriend. She's probably a guy that she just messes with. Maybe they have a title, maybe they don't. I would say, look, you need to tell her, you need to more or less put her on an ultimatum and say, look, I'm just doing this formal thing. You either want to go or you don't. Because the problem is, if you wait around too long for this woman to come around and then say, okay, I asked my boyfriend, he said yes, what could happen at the last minute is her dude could be like, all right, no, I changed my mind, or he can invent something, and they may end up kicking it together that night. So my thing is this, like, look, like, get it definite, get into this woman's head, but I would get a plan B. Like, I wouldn't even get a plan B. I would move her to plan B and get a plan A, because most likely this is a woman that you can't rely on. If she has to ask her dude to go out with someone else. That just, how ass backwards does that sound? You don't want to deal with that. So my advice is, don't take her seriously. If you're still in your player stage, which I'm guessing you are, do your player thing. Don't take her seriously. And ladies, for the ladies who are in the room, I'm not saying go out there and do your player thing and lie and tell her that you want to be wifey and just hit it and quit it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying be honest with her. Just like I said on the Dr. Phil show, just like I say in all my interviews and stuff. We ain't talking about lying and none of that. No, you just keep it 100. Be like, look, you have a man, I'm single or whatever. It's your choice to go ahead and knock that out, or if you just don't want to do nothing, then don't do it. Right? Like Crystal said, just let her go. If she has a boyfriend, why even continue with it? You know what I mean? There are a lot of women out there who are scandalous. A lot won't even tell you that they have a man. It could just be her excuse. Maybe she's just using that as a safety net, just in case she doesn't want to go with you. Women do stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just realize it for what it is. You know what I mean? So, that's pretty much what that is. A true Mac is truthful, exactly. And the whole definition of macking and all that good stuff, it's not about how many women you get. It's how many women you get if you're totally honest with her. If you're totally honest, if you're cool about it, if you keep it 100, and she's still if she's still down for you, if she knows that you're dealing with multiple women and she's still down with you, then that's being a Mac. Being a Mac has nothing to do with lying and deceiving. And if you're a Macette, you're a lady who treats herself to the utmost with respect. You try to improve yourself in every aspect of your life, and you keep it honest as well. You're not the type of female who goes around who has a boyfriend and then tries to kick it with other dudes. You know what I mean? That's not cool. You're either in the pot or you're not. You know what I mean? You're either in or you're out. So there's no middle ground. You can't just mess around with that. It's not the business. So lots of fish in the sea. Now, Crystal, tell me this. Crystal had a situation with you had. Let me see if I preface this right. So we talked about this a little bit last week. So Crystal had a situation with a dude that you were kicking it with, and everything was cool at first, but then he'd do weird stuff like stalk you. He would you guys would have a conversation like on the phone, and then he'd hit you up on your Facebook status inbox like immediately and like talk about what you guys just talked about on the phone, and he'd act extra weird and semi-stalkerish. And then on the flip side, you met this other dude that you're thinking about kind of kicking it with and taking it more serious. Now, what happened with that? What happened with the new dude? Because Crystal's doing some macking too. Crystal met a new dude at the club, and things are going good. Like, what's going on with that? What's popping, Crystal? What's the update? Inquiring minds want to know. Said, I ended up messaging him, gave him my number, but no response. So it is what it is. Hey, and that's what's important. Now listen, there's nothing in Crystal. Hey, exactly, it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with putting out your thing. See, this is what happens. Now, a lot of dudes, and I used to do this all the time. I'm not gonna preach like I'm high and mighty. Like what a lot of dudes do, especially, and this isn't even really females, Crystal. This is mostly a guy thing. What guys typically do is they'll see new dude, hit it and quit it. Now, what a lot of guys do is a lot of guys, like, let's say we might meet a female at the club, right? Or we'll meet a female at I don't know. We'll meet a female at on the internet, right? And let's say initially she might be receptive, or maybe she's just trying to be nice, and she's just like, hey, what's going on? And then you'll send her a second message, like you could see her profile. Let's just go through the typical profile scenario, right? So it's a female, and homeboy is like is like, hey, what's going on? You have a cute profile picture, right? And the female's like, oh yeah, thanks. Like she's being polite. Okay, thanks. And then she'll say, have a good day or whatever, right? And usually that in itself is like, thank you. I'm not too interested, but have a good day, right? You could try to say something else. You could try to turn it up, ask her a how or why question. And I talk about this in my books as well. How you structure a conversation. So you ask her a how or why question. So you could say, hey, so, you can even be a smart ass, especially if she's really attractive, if you can tell she gets a lot of attention. So you could say, you're kind of cute, but, why is your room so dirty? You know what I mean? Or whatever. You could ask her a question that'll generate a response. If she still keeps it curt and is like, it's not dirty or whatever, let it go. What a lot of dudes do is they'll keep messaging her. They'll keep trying. After a female has expressed a non-interest kind of thing, the best thing you could do is walk away, because she might even be impressed with the fact that you don't seem bothered and that you have better ish to do. And you're like, all right, cool, nice meeting you, peace. And she might peace out, but that's cool. Just move on to the next one. You know what I mean? So, Chris, you're doing the right thing. Homie didn't reply. Bug it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fish in the sea, as you say. So what's going on, Phil? I see Phil up in the room. He transferred from a guest to a viewer. So Phil is what's cracking. Phil is the other half of Flyness Models. Phil also has some domains. So if you guys are interested in domains, if you want business ownership, there is actually one domain that I know about. It is getoffwith2ts.com. So let's say you're trying to start a sex site, a porn site, or whatever, or if you just want to learn how to get off the bus, I don't know. You can go to getoff.com, right? And like for instance, you have all these new porn stars. You have Montana Fishburne, I guess. You know what I mean? And if you have her new DVD, and let's say you do legal dealings with her video house and you want to do like a partnership, that's a great domain to buy. So if you want to buy getoff.com, if you want to get into the domain business, it's being offered real cheap. You can just go right to getoff.com and you can actually buy through that domain. So that's what it is. So anyway, one foot in front of the other, Flyness. It is not too difficult to ride a bus. Crazy. But I'm saying, some people don't know. I mean, hey. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. So, man, I got a lot of good emails, though. Let me see. Let me go to another one, man. These junks were good. And, yeah, it is crazy like that, man. I'm going to go to... You know what? Matter of fact, this is 1 minute. No, I'm not gonna. I was gonna tell y'all about a lady situation that I had recently. I was gonna talk about one, but I think she might be watching, so I'm gonna go to another one. But let's see. Hold on. Okay. Oh, one question that I had, and this is from a lady who messaged me. I had put out a if you know Flyness, first of all, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm twitter.com/Flyness. Also on Facebook, I am facebook.com/Flyness author. I had an update. I put out periodic updates that you probably already know about. It's probably how you found out about the show. And on the update, FlynessPublishing.com too. Good looking out, homie. On the update, I put out that I personally will not honor, put it like that. Well, I'm not gonna take on the last name of a female that I kick it with, and I'm gonna expect her to take on mine. And one of the reasons why, and I'm noticing this a lot lately, and I actually saw an article about it on through Google, and I think there was one on CNN and MSNBC, and you can Google it, but it was why a lot of women, specifically a lot of black women, but a lot of women, like in